T-minus 10, 9.
You're listening to the Launchpad Podcast with J-Man.
5,
Brought to you by Gallant Media.
2, 1.
Here's your host,
Ignition.
J-Man. My name is J-Man. How are you? This is the last episode of season 4 of the Launchpad Podcast. 3 months went by quickly. I'm really excited to announce some brand new sponsors that are going to be on board for season 5. Also have some returning from season 4. Why wouldn't they? Also have some great news in regards to some big guests that are going to appear this spring on this show. So this episode is going to be all about randoms coming in and having conversations with me about Lord knows what. I have some random questions in my head that I want to release and unleash on unknowing podcast guests. So I put it up on my Facebook. Whoever jumps in here. It'd be perfect if it was just one at a time. But if more people jump on, heck, that's just going to be the way it is. So I see someone popping in right now, actually. This is fantastic. Let's see how this goes. Says joining. Oh, all right.
Hello.
Hi, Lori. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not doing too bad. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. There's something going on with the microphone there, I think.
I'm good with this. If you are.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
If people do not know, Lori Megan's huge in the mental health space, and you were part of season 2, I believe. Was it season 2
I think it was
3?
season. No, it was season 2, and it was you got me on talking about mental health and about the mental health summit that I was running at like a couple months in time.
Okay, there we go. How have you been?
My mental health has been up and down, but it's so far on a general level pretty good. Yeah. I'm actually in the works of starting up a new project where I'm going to be having a website just dedicated to Ottawa resources for mental health, because I found a bunch of them on like little lines on the bottom of different City of Ottawa sites talking about COVID. And when I brought it to like just random people's, like, do you know anything about connectcounseling.org?
No.
Yeah, so that's just one of them that nobody knows about. It's out there. It's free. You can meet with a counselor the next day. It's a one-time shot, but it's an opportunity for people to know about it. And I'm like, nobody knows about this. This means that people need it.
Right, absolutely people need it. I mean, I think everyone's mental health to some degree has been kind of battered or at least tested.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, for sure.
Do you think it's possible for anybody to get through this kind of stuff unscathed? So like, for instance, the person that says, oh, it doesn't affect me that much, like, are they the most fucked up, do you think?
I wouldn't say they're the most fucked up. I just think that for us introverts, we love not seeing people, right?
Right.
So I feel like those who are neurotypical and already have great tools to deal with stressful situations will probably be the least scathed. Right. But I think it affected everybody, whether, you're left wing and you're very avid about, what you're supposed to be doing to follow regulation and stuff, to like, I guess that's more right wing, or to let, one side. I
have no fucking idea anymore.
Neither do I. There's so much conversation.
Right.
To those who have a difference of opinion, and we're like, this is all like, herd mentality and whatnot. I think it's hit us all at some point during the last year and a half. And to be realistic about it. And I think the biggest, and I keep saying this, and I know this is not what you asked, but I think the one key thing that we all need to recognize is appreciating people's opinions, respecting them, and being patient, because I know it's the typical saying, we're all in this together, but we really are. We're all in this group type thing, and we all have a difference in opinion. Where you and I have difference of opinion on COVID, and you're one of my favorite people. Right. So I mean, if you and I, who both have big personalities, are able to respect each other and appreciate, like, agree to disagree, then I think it's achievable by other people. And that's just one thing that
I agree.
I it hurts my heart to see all the discontent with each other, which like, yeah.
I just jumped on a post that some people were talking about. Like, people are still talking about Trump. I don't know why, but that's still a conversation. Like, finally, you know, he was out of office, and you'd think that would make everything okay and roses, but I mean, they're still talking about him. But anyways, I jumped on this one thread, and I usually just don't bother because I don't feel the need to have to be right in that type of scenario, right?
Yeah.
And anyways, so I just kind of chime in there with something, being completely respectful of what the other person said. He came back at me and he said, sorry, you know, kind of deal. I'm like, listen, you don't need to apologize to me because you're entitled to your opinion and I respect that. It's not even worth arguing over, right? At the end of the day, I'm a lot more concerned with trying to just show empathy to people and be very unlike the people that usually individuals are talking about that they don't like.
Yeah, and that, I mean, that's, my brother and I are two very, very stubborn people, especially if it's a subject. And him and I will usually get into a subject, and we get into like, okay, we need to back out of this one, and we're usually good for being mindful walking out of it. But we had a circumstance where we were talking about the COVID testing clinics, and even like with recognizing who we are and stuff, we even got into it where, like, you know, I prompt about, like, you know, respecting each other's opinions and appreciating stuff, and even him and I found a way to argue about it and stuff. So. And we had to wait a couple of days to cool off, come back, and then go through the process of apologizing to each other stuff. So,
but that's great that you can identify it, though.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, it's everybody's. I feel like everybody's so cooped up in this tiny little box that we don't have the opportunity to get out and reach out to each other to re-bond with each other as a community, right? I
gotcha. Okay, and I got one question for you. Well, one more before I boot you out of here because I have somebody in queue. That's how it works.
I talk too much too.
No. It's just supposed to be 3 to 5 minutes so I can get through a whole bunch. So I'm just curious, what's the number one takeaway? What's the one positive that over this period of the last year you have gained because of coronavirus? You gotta pull out one.
Okay.
Making babies?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Casey's excelled, but yeah, we have a new family member under construction right now. So at the end of September, we'll be having a new family member in the house because I'm 13 weeks along.
Congratulations. So it's giving you more sex. Woo! All right. Yeah, at least somebody. Okay, well, thanks a lot for jumping on board, Lori.
You too. Family. Okay. That's what it's giving me. Family.
Family. Okay, take care.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, I hear. Oh, how you doing, brother?
Hey, man, you?
Not too bad. Go figure. We have such a hard time connecting usually, and then I have a random post up to jump on my podcast, and here you are. How you doing, brother?
Here I am, just Facebook searching, and I'm like, oh, it's Sunday afternoon, having a beer, having a coffee, right? And here you are online doing your thing,
right?
Thought I'd drop and say hi.
Right. So we go way back. I was saying that before you finally connected. This would be all the way back to the Bear days, where you were a tech, right? And I believe I may have still been doing some overnights with a little bit of weekend stuff. And we would go to like Pembroke and set up at the Forest Lee Inn. Would that be a lot of the places that we kind of went, or the place we went? Yeah.
Yeah, and Edwards Mazda.
Yeah.
We did Edwards Mazda, a couple promos there too. Sold a bunch of cars.
Price sells at Edwards Mazda. Yeah, I used to read their commercials. Right, I know, eh? That's crazy. So, how old were you then when we were working at the Bear? We're roughly the same age, 18. Right?
I don't know. I'm gonna be 40 in a couple of years. So.
Oh, you're just a pup. No, I'm 43. Yeah, I know, eh? Can you fucking believe this? Like, this is my life now.
Oh, this is my life now.
Hey, hi there. Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have some out there too. They're just not on camera. Hey, zing. Here's your random question. What is your best, and you can say whatever you want. What is your best Blues Fest experience or best concert experience?
The City Hall year that Etta James came down and she made out with me backstage.
What?
The queen of soul stuck her tongue down my throat before she got on stage. I had no idea it was coming. She just grabbed me, turned me around, and laid one on me, and I was like, "Whoa, who was that?" Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, man.
So what would you rate that experience 1 to 10?
9.5.
9.5.
But you can't. It's one of those things you'll never forget. Like, the Queen of Soul laid one on me before getting on stage, and I had no idea it was coming. It was
right.
Awesome.
I did have a somewhat similar experience, but this lady was a hottie. It's a country music artist named Diane Chase. And this happened many, many years ago when I was working in Pembroke at Star 96. And so I got to MC, and for whatever reason, she gave me a kiss. She gave me a kiss on the cheek. But that's it. I didn't get it like any song. I was hoping. I tried to grab some ass, but figured it wasn't appropriate. Right. That was most definitely a highlight for me.
Of all the bands and people that I got to meet throughout all of my time there, and I mean, I met a lot. I met a lot of people throughout Blues Fest. Every time we had interviews with all of the bands, all the musicians, there's countless people I've met. The only time I actually felt starstruck was Rain Maida.
Really? And why?
Yeah, I think because in high school I listened to his music a lot.
And was that the best show you ever saw?
No.
Mine was Billy Idol at Metropolis in Montreal. It was fucking sick, dude. This is back in the day, like when you had flip phones and you really couldn't record anything or have any video. Yeah. But I remember just putting the phone up, like when we're singing Moni Moni, and it was just so loud, like you just hear this big distorted yell when I tried to show people what this concert was about. And it wasn't just Billy Idol, because he was up there singing and doing stuff and signing autographs all at the same time. It was the crowd, to where every song he sang, like at the chorus, he could have just turned the mic off. And it was just,
and let everybody else. Yeah.
Oh, it was just amazing. He's just one of those artists that have a really good feel for the audience, and he makes it fun for them. It's not so much an ego thing for him, opposed to making it really fun for the audience. And Montreal crowds are also very sick.
Montreal.
Yeah.
Montreal. Yeah. I think one of the best performances was actually a surprise performance. We walked into a club in Montreal one night. I think it was called Stages or Area or something. And Snoop Dogg was doing a Puff Pass tour, and we had no idea until I turned around and here he is handing me a.
No way! What? That's You thought of Etta first, and not. You're saying. Wait! Whoa! You're saying Snoop gave you a hit of his joint? What the
before
fuck?
getting on? Yeah, right. And it was just like, okay, that just happened. All right. What?
Snoop Lion just gave me a hit. That's crazy. I have not so awesome an experience, but one that was kind of shocking for me. I was at the Miami Wine and Food Festival one year, and it's amazing. Like, it's on the beach, South Beach, amazing food everywhere. You're looking at the ocean, and throughout the day I keep on hearing that Busta Rhymes is going to be there, right? And I'm like, this is a very, well, I'm just going to say it. It was very white. And I'm just like, it must be, it must be like Busted Rhymes. You know what I mean? Like something like that, like a Busta Rhymes wannabe kind of dude, like a one of those. What are they?
Weird Al, the Weird Al of hip hop.
Yeah, like a tribute type band, right? And fucking lo and behold, 4 o'clock hits, Busta Rhymes is there, and I have always liked Busta Rhymes, but I never realized how badass Busta Rhymes was until for 40 minutes. All he did was drop hits, and I knew every one of them. And it was just the most random, unexpected, awesome experience of my life musically, for sure.
Awesome.
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Then he put his tongue down my throat. And no, that didn't happen. I'm just trying to one-up you. Sorry, brother. You're a statue.
Hello.
Where's your face?
Oh, shoot. Wait. Where am I?
I don't know where you are. I can't see anything. Hey!
Hey!
How are you?
I'm just holding up towels right now.
Okay, so you're making some time, folding up towels. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Is it actually, you know what? I've never asked it. Is it Catherine or Catherine?
Catherine.
Catherine. How many people just say Catherine and you just let it go?
Oh, I let it go. Nobody
Let it
can
go.
spell my name right. Nobody knows how to pronounce my name. It's fine.
Right.
It doesn't really bother me.
Right. Well, you can't expect them to get like Catherine. It's a very nice, it's a lovely spelling.
Thank you.
But to expect that somebody would know that, like, come on.
I would never expect anyone to know that.
Never. Good. So tell people a little bit more about you.
A little bit more about me.
Yeah, what do you do?
Well, I'm a stylist. So I do hair. I'm a hair, makeup, and wardrobe stylist.
Right. Do you remember a time where you did someone's hair and you were mortified at the job that you did?
Yes.
Yeah, and tell me about that experience.
Yes, it was in the beginning of my career, actually. Okay. And I had a woman come in with very thick, crazy thick hair and wanted a complete transformation. And I got lost in that haircut. I got totally lost in it. And it was terrible. It was terrible. And actually, there was one time and another time when I first started. It happens, right? It's going to happen. And another time, there was this guy that came in and he said to me that he wanted a haircut. And he looked like John McEnroe, but an older John McEnroe with like the crazy, wild, curly hair. So I thought, I didn't ask him very many questions. I just thought, I know exactly what to do. So I said, okay. So I sat him down in the chair. We got talking, and he's from Newfoundland, and he was so entertaining and so much fun. So he comes back the next time, 5 weeks later, to get his haircut again. And he said, now, Catherine, can we just go over here for a second and just have a little chat before you cut my hair? Whoops, where'd I go? Whoops, sorry. He's like, can we have a little chat? And I said, sure, Herb. So we go over to the side, and he says, now, that last haircut you gave me, that was the worst haircut I ever had in my life. But I like you, and I know we can work on this together.
Right. That's nice.
I started laughing. I'm like, what are you doing back?
That's awesome.
So anyway, we sat down, and he's been my client ever since. He's been like, we laugh about that time so much because he wanted me to give him a haircut that never looked like he ever had a haircut. He just basically wanted to always look crazy. He didn't want to make it look well kept. So I just learned, he just wants a little dusting when he comes in, and that's it.
Okay. And here's one more question for you.
Yeah.
What was one hairstyle or haircut that you did that made the most profound effect on somebody to where obviously they would have to let you know?
Oh, like that happens often.
Well, I know you're a fucking wizard, but
well,
is there one that really stands
now
out?
Because it can be really life-changing.
We're having
right?
trouble here, right?
When people feel more confident in themselves. And one woman had gone through a major abusive relationship and was on her own with kids, and she could not afford to come in and help make herself feel better about herself. And so her friends got together and pitched in and had me do hair, makeup, and wardrobe for her. And so I just spent the whole day with her, waxing, shaping her eyebrows, giving her a haircut, new color, something that she would love. And then we went to the Rideau Center and we went shopping, and I fit her with a wardrobe that fit her personally. And it, like, her family and she commented for like weeks, and put it up on Facebook, and it was really kind of nice.
Oh, that's awesome. That's good. You do waxing?
Yes, I do.
When I'm looking to get my landing strip done, I'll come see you.
I was hoping you wouldn't say your beard.
All right, and one takeaway. What's one thing that you're grateful for over the past 12 months? Because obviously it's been trying. If you could pull out a major positive, what would it be?
Oh, education and more self-care.
Oh, that's great.
Like I just, when things get tough for me, I buckle down and I create routines for myself, and do more meditation. I do some personal development and education, and I started eating right and working out, and I feel great. So I knew that when I came back after the pandemic, I would be ready to run and looking and feeling my best, so that I can help others do the same.
I do the exact same thing, plus like regimented masturbation.
Oh yeah, well that's a given.
I can't phase you. I tried. Catherine, I tried, but I can't phase you. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Enjoy folding the towels.
My pleasure.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm in my pajamas. I have a migraine.
I know. This is your big break, though. You've been busting my balls to get on the podcast for the whole year, and now here you are.
In my pajamas with a migraine.
Yes. Now, let's talk about that, because I know that you wanted to get on the podcast and talk about concussions, because it was a while back now that you were concussed at an amusement park or on a ride or something of that nature, and it's been like life altering for you.
Is this my big question?
It might be your big question, or one of
I was
many
waiting
questions.
for something much more complicated.
Oh, no, listen, I read at a grade 4 level. This is about as complicated as it gets.
More political or clothes or.
You want to
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had a concussion since September 2nd of 2018.
Okay. And how has that been in regards to adjusting? This is a severe concussion that you had, right?
Yes, it is. Are you doing a show on concussions?
No, like you got to just answer the fucking questions. Like, why are you making it so complicated?
What the fuck? That sounds like a trap.
Yeah,
I'm
like
in my pajamas and
know
you're
what I mean?
being nice.
so
No,
obviously concussions, like that has something to do with comprehension, right? Like, should I speak slower?
I'm in my pajamas
Uh-huh.
and you're being nice. This sounds like a trap. You
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Right. Fair enough. No, but I do want to talk about your concussions, because I know that is something that you've wanted to talk about on my podcast. Like you're like,
I know, but to invite me when I'm in my pajamas, yes, it's changed me. I've had to be a pigeon. I had to give up most of the activities I enjoy doing.
mm-hmm.
I've got anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
tired all the time,
Mm-hmm.
got some brain damage.
Was this before or after? This is not nice. I'm sorry. I'm not being a good person.
There he is.
Yeah.
There he
Okay.
is.
Now you're more comfortable?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. And so,
Okay, what's the question?
okay, I can give you a more random question. So you worked as a dispatcher. Are you allowed to talk about any of your previous calls in any way, shape, or form?
No.
You can't. Well, what the fuck? This is useless. Why did I say I wanted to talk with you?
I could tell you after my accident, I couldn't go back and do my job.
Right.
You know, the memory thing.
Right. Because that's obviously an integral part of being able to do what you do as an emergency responder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. Tell me about chickens. You guys are raising chickens on your property. Are they chickens or hens, or are those the same thing? Like, I don't know. You eat their babies, though.
No, the chickens are girls and the roosters are boys.
Oh, is that how it works?
And now yes.
Okay.
And so if you don't have any roosters with your hens, then you can eat all the eggs. They're laying hens.
Right.
Now you don't want to eat a laying hen. You have to eat an eaten hen.
A what?
No.
So do you feel awful? Like, I mean, this thing lays an egg, and then right away you rape this animal of its offspring, and then you eat it like near immediately, like while it's warm. Don't you feel horrible about that?
You're just hugely in the dark with friggin' chickens, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm actually doing them a favor. I'm doing these laying chickens a friggin' favor.
And why would that be?
Because, well, they go out, they've got no choice but to lay an egg. And sometimes if we forget to get the eggs and they have to lay on the other eggs, it's not the most comfortable thing. So I'll let you know, when I do go gather the eggs, I always say, thank you, ladies. And I throw them some spinach. So I'm grateful for the eggs I'm given. Now, either I take them or they sit there and go rotten.
Right.
Now, if it's an inseminated egg, like the other chickens that are with the roosters, you're trying to make more chickens, you don't take their eggs.
Okay.
This is the most random friggin' topic. I've only done chickens for 1 day. When I was a kid, we used to have chickens on the farm, and my mama used to take it round back on a chicken, like on a stoop, and cut their heads off for supper. Not the heads, but we'd eat the chickens for supper.
Okay. Well, this is awful. And on that, we'll end.
Well, God.
I think this conversation gave me a concussion. All right. Well. Bye, Kate. It was a lot of fun. Bye.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you're getting the boot. No, there's somebody else in queue. You got to go. Oh, connecting to audio. Hi there.
Hey, Jason.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Not too bad. I'm not used to seeing you on camera without some music playing first and you dance around and stuff like that.
I could have done that.
Right. So where are you located exactly?
Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Well, man, I really like what you're doing. So tell me, or you know what, tell the viewer, like, what is it that you do? Because you're an extremely positive person, and I'm so glad that you gravitated towards this podcast today.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. What is it that I do? Well, now I'm a transformational coach. So I used to be an executive sales leader, traveled all over the world, got cancer, ended up in ICU on a ventilator, had to switch up my life.
Right.
So now I help people, de-stress and find their joy and just, yeah.
Right. Okay. You seem like a good person to ask some deeper questions too. Like, I don't know. Okay. This is kind of similar to a question that I asked somebody else that was on the podcast. So of course there's always like pre-cancer and post-cancer, right? When you go through something like that.
There is.
Okay.
Yes.
What would be the number one thing that you took for granted outside of health? Because that's the obvious. What's the one thing that you took for granted, maybe pre-cancer, that you have a much greater appreciation for after the fact?
Just my life in general and my thoughts, just the way I was thinking and the way I was perceiving the world. I was living in fear. So yeah.
Right. Are you a fan of Louise Hay at all?
Oh, fuck yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. She was like one of my original, like I found her when I was like 24 years old. I love Louise Hay.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
She's amazing.
Disease is disease in the body or vice versa, right?
Right. Yeah.
So okay. So what's one thing that someone can do? Because, she is now passed on. She has books, but we have you right here. So, what is one thing that you think someone can do in their life that's really simple, that can be a real game changer in regards to living much more on purpose, a more purposeful, happy life?
All right. So I think it's simple, but I don't think a lot of people think it's simple. I think getting up in the morning and the first thing meditating and finding, somebody like Dr. Joe Dispenza or pranic healing and really changing up your thoughts before you start your day. Meditation is powerful. 20 minutes. They're finding, studies are saying, people who meditate for 20 minutes a day on a regular basis have the brain much younger, and it's now proven scientifically. So I think when I meditate, I connect to my divine, and anyone's divine is different, right? Just a higher power. And I just get happy, and I find joy and bliss through meditation, and I carry it throughout the day.
Right. I find a lot of people feel that meditation has to be like this big thing. And I think it intimidates a lot of people to where they don't even want to get started. And I believe like you can't do meditation wrong, really, right?
Nope, exactly. Yeah. It's really simple. Here's what you do. Well, you can go find someone do a guided. I mean, that's great. Deepak has 10-minute guided all over YouTube. But you can also just sit in silence and repeat a word that means something to you, like joy, and just try to focus on that word. And if you go off the word, then just just gently come back to the word. And then you start to train your mind to be in stillness. That's pretty much it. That's what transcendental meditation is.
Okay.
Which I was trained in years and years ago. Transcendental is a mantra, and you just repeat it over and over again until you get mind control. So that's what it is all about. It's getting mind control that you then take out in the world, and you don't get all frazzled. And, when you're under stress, you come back to that peacefulness because you know how to control your mind. Right. Control your mind, control your life.
Right.
That's what I say.
And
yes.
I had this conversation with a friend just the other day in regards to having a very healthy self-dialogue, right?
Yes. Yes.
To where I'm very big on the I am whatever. So I have this little mantra that I say every night, and I finish with, okay, I usually mess it up when I say it out loud to people, but I'll say it's like, I'm grateful for my pillow, I'm grateful for my bed, I'm grateful for the roof over my head, I'm grateful for the sun, I'm grateful for the moon, I'm grateful for the midnights and the noons. I am in abundance. It comes to me, it flows through me. I am unstoppable. And then I follow up with, I am loved, I am loving, that I am infinite, that I am abundant, and I am in abundance, and all those types of things. And if I wake up in the middle of the night, I go right back into that routine, and I just keep on saying it over and over and over, because in reality, some of us have these amazing, social circles, but not everyone's always telling you, you know what, Terry Lynn, like, you're awesome, and I love you, and you are loved. And you know what, like, I'm just going to do it for myself. Like, nobody else is doing it for me. Like, fuck it. I'm going to take responsibility, right, and do it for ourselves. So I think that's great. So
Jason, do you do that before you go to sleep at night? Every night before you go to sleep, yeah, right? I love that. I mean, that's how you hit your subconscious. You probably already know that. That's how you hit the subconscious, where we're all programmed. Our subconscious got programmed when we were little, pretty much. Right. So that's how you hit the subconscious. I love that. And I am statements are what I do too. I do things like I am magnetic. I am amazing, because you're right. If you don't, like, who is going to do it for you? You got to do it for yourself.
Right. Give me a couple more of those. I am what? I like that. I am magnetic. I like that one.
I am magnetic. I am irresistible.
Ooh.
I am enchanting.
Fuck, these are good. I'm adding these.
All right, so wait. So I do another one. Here's another one. I am sexy as fuck.
Yeah. That's also a good one.
Say I am healthy and sexy as fuck with a lean toned body. Yeah, something like that.
All right. Start with healthy. Yeah, that stuff. And then you really want to put sexy as fuck in front, but for all intents and purposes, we'll stick with the health. Obviously, something that you have a very, very great appreciation for, being a survivor yourself.
I do.
That's amazing. And so is that what pushed you into the space that you're in right now, or were you always in that space and attribute it to your healing?
No, the cancer pushed me into this. It was an evolution. And one day, after going through my third treatments, where I didn't even know if I was going to survive because it had come back 3 times and I almost lost my life to it. The third time, I'm just like, I got to change my life up. I mean, and so I said, higher power, you get me through this, I promise I will go out and spread the love. I will go out and spread the word. I will help as many people as I possibly can. I have millions on my I am helping millions on my I am list, because I want to get the word out there. Don't live in fear, and don't make your decisions by fear. And so no, cancer completely changed my life mission.
Right. And there's so much fear out there now. At least it's polarized more. Yeah. Now it actually has like a physical form that we're all very aware of with COVID, right? So if we ever needed to do put it this way, if we're really looking to help one another through this thing, I think the most important thing we can do is really work on ourselves and be better people so we can be better to others.
I totally agree. And you're doing that. You're amazing. I love your podcast, Jason. They're wonderful. You bring on some guests that are just unbelievably powerful. And you do such a diverse, like that wine tasting. Oh my God, that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
All good. I'm glad you enjoy the show. And thank you for now being a part of it. And maybe we can elaborate on this sometime in the future.
I'd love to, Jason. Sounds great.
Okay. Thank you kindly.
Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Jay. How are you?
Not bad. You look lovely. You have a nice setup for your camera and all that kind of stuff. You look like a professional, like you're going to do therapy with me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So you have no idea why you're really here, but
No, I don't.
you're a very positive person. You're also like one of my best friends. Lisa has been there for me always. I shared this story with her recently to where I remember I was dating this girl. And when I was dating this girl, one morning, Lisa, you remember this, I had like a heart problem or something, but I woke up with a lot of pain in my heart. And I remember telling my girlfriend at the time, and she gave like zero shits. Like she didn't care. What a horrible relationship. Anyways, but you were one of the other people that I spoke to about it, and you live like 45 minutes away. And in a heartbeat, you said, Jason, do you want to go to the hospital? I'm like, no. And you're like, are you sure? And I said, yeah, maybe I'll go. And then you basically spent the entire day with me in the hospital. And obviously it was okay, but I love you for that. So thank you very much.
Yay. I was happy to be there.
Right.
I'm always there for you, and you know that.
Right. Now,
Yep.
the biggest reason why I want to have you on was your love for children. And it's infectious. Like, it's just the most amazing thing to see. I see you with your nephew. You have a brand new nephew.
Not nephew.
Oh, sorry, new grandson. So
I'm a grandma.
You're so
Remember
young.
that?
You're so young. That was meant to be a compliment.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take it like that.
All right, good. And you know what? Let's start with something very deep first, because he had a problem with his hearing.
Yeah,
And-
he's deaf.
And early on, I know that you were very upset by that,
Mhm.
right? But now I see how much joy this boy brings to your life.
Yeah.
What was it that concerned you about the hearing when it first happened that had you so sad? And then what was it that got you to where you were okay with it, to where maybe it's even something to where you're able to find the celebration in something like that, to where it's become a strength?
Well, I remember, first of all, that you told me that it's being different. It's not being unhappy. So that was a big thing, because for me, when I found out about his that he's deaf, I said, oh my gosh, that's cool. He's gonna be, people will be all over him. It will be a bully. And I didn't want to see that. And as a teacher, I see that kind of stuff. So I was really scared about that. But then, and first of all, you're the one who helped me with that, because I remember talking to you about it. Said, no, let's celebrate the differences. And I said, yeah, that's so cool. And these days now, people, especially that's what I'm doing as a teacher. I'm kind of preaching kindness, to bring the kindness at school. And I'm pretty sure when he will go to school, because he's only 1.5 years, but when he will go to school, people will be there around him. His friends will be there to support, opposed to what I thought when I was younger. Now these days it's different. So that's why I changed. And even in my class now, I'm doing sign language, so I can talk with my kids, and I'm even teaching that to my kids. And I even see right now the difference through the kids in my class when I talk about my grandson, how they are. They say, oh yes, oh, we want to learn more. And they want to learn more because they like the sign languages. So that's why I changed my mind a bit. And thanks to you also about that.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for listening. That's great. No one listens to me. You every once in a while you do. So that's great.
Come on.
So here's something. I just know how much you enjoy being around the kids. Like, you're a very interactive with the classroom. You dress up on special occasions, and you have themes for the kids.
Mhm.
And I'm just curious, like, you've seen a lot of interaction, and I know that you're a kind person. Like you say, you try to teach kindness. Is there a memory that you can think of, maybe just one of the most amazing things a kid ever said or did for you?
Oh my gosh, there's not only one, there's 1,000 of them, 1,000 of them. But I remember one memory. It was when my dad passed away. When my dad passed away, well, you remember, you were there too, but I was at school after a few days, and I was sitting on the bench, and I was really, really, really sad. And the kids were playing outside, and I was on duty to watch them. And I couldn't play with them. And I usually interact, and I go everywhere. And oh, come on, let's do this. I was just sitting there, and without really noticing it at the moment, I had one kid sitting next to me, then another, and sitting on the other side, and then two on my legs, on my knees. And one of the teacher who was working with me, she said, look, and I didn't even notice, but they all came to me. They all surround me, and I felt love from them. And that was, wow, that was really a beautiful memory. And I will cherish it for a long time. Yeah.
Did you cry?
Of course, you know me.
That's fantastic. That's such a great story.
Yeah.
And
I have thousands of stories like that, but that's one of them.
yeah, well, that's because you give out so much joy. So of course you have a whole bunch of joyous stories that come back. So I'll finish with this. I'm not going to keep you long. I know you're not a big on-camera type person for video. What's the one thing that you're most grateful for?
Oh, there's a lot. The one thing, thank God, I'm grateful for God, for friends in my life, but I'm grateful for being in the moment, for being there and appreciate every little thing that's happening to me. And when I do that, when I appreciate every little thing, I cannot be unhappy. That's just how I just share something. I'm pretty sure you saw it on my wall, that happy people is not being great by being grateful. It's by being grateful that you become happy. And that's for me, when you're being totally present with the people you are, like if I see you, I'm totally talking to you, not over my cell phone, I'm totally there. So that's one of the good thing that the main thing that I'm grateful for.
Pardon
and
me?
I was you.
Well, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm grateful for that.
Right.
Being in the moment. And I said, peace to happiness, be in the moment, being grateful, and be balanced. So for me, a mix of all this is.
And this is something that you and I practice, actually. You and I used to be on the phone a lot more when we spent time with each other. And now, whatever. And now we both put our phones away. I'm better. You're not as bad as me. You probably used to pick up yours because I was on mine. But thank you so much. I'm grateful to have you in my life, and thank you for making the time.
Me too. Me too. Bye, Jay.
Bye-bye, Lisa. Bye. Now unmute it. So you're there. Now just press the little microphone button, and that will unmute you. There you go. You're good.
I'm not naked anymore. Holy smokes.
Yeah. How you doing there, buddy?
Good, good.
All right. You still.
So what's up?
Oh, not much. Not much. So Motion Lotion. What was the other name that you had? Motion Lotion was one of them.
My loose stool.
My loose stool. And was there one more? My big fat ass. Right.
And then Pocket Rocket was the original.
Pocket Rocket. So we can kind of see where all that stuff's going. And those,
I was a little anal at the time.
Right. So those would be gamer tags. So
right.
Ted here is a guy that, how long have we known each other? Probably at least 15 years.
Oh, at least, yeah.
At least 15 years. And we met originally through playing Xbox. Yeah. Go figure, right? Is that crazy? And so, you know, we've met a couple of times and we've hung out. We're both here in Eastern Ontario and rocking and rolling.
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about the wife. So when
I talked about her the whole time, everybody thought she didn't exist.
Right, that's the thing, right? Because
we died in the Philippines.
Right, exactly. So go ahead, Ted. You tell the story. So we're always gaming for the most part. I'm probably one of the older guys that we were gaming with back then. You know, so how old are you again, Ted?
67.
67. Okay, so I'm 43. So yeah. I was in my 20s when we first started gaming, or like, you know, mid 20s, somewhere like
50.
that.
Yeah, I'd have been 50.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you're talking about having this bride to be in the Philippines, and of course, it's not that we.
Yeah, no. I was talking about her every time. because I would phone her and talk to her on the phone.
Right.
And every day, probably 3-4 times a day.
Right.
The first month, I talked to her on the phone. I thought I was paying 10 cents a minute for a phone call. My phone bill came in, it was $2,000 for a month. I could have flown there.
Wow, that's crazy, eh?
But
And
she
so,
did exist, and
right.
finally, I went there. We got married, and then I had to wait 5 years for her to come back to get a visa to come to Canada after
Yeah.
we got married.
What a story, eh? So it all turned out, and you both have
So it's possible to meet online.
right? Yeah, yeah. You talk about long distance relationships.
Yeah,
Ted,
exactly.
Ted, you should start a business.
I know.
So you're also big into photography. You take some lovely photos, and it must be nice that she also enjoys taking photos. So talk a little bit about your photography.
Well, she enjoys looking at my photos. She doesn't take too many of them. Right?
It's
But
all
you know what?
Ted.
She's good because she has the eye to pick the images that I think are good. She thinks there's better ones out there. So she's
Right.
good at selecting the images that I want to put on some shows and that. But I do a lot of nature photography, and it gets me out into the fresh air, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And she gives me the opportunity to do it.
You take some really phenomenal shots, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. How much money have you spent on your gear?
Oh, geez, I don't know. A lot.
Yeah, a lot. Not too much that you're not together anymore. The wife sticks around.
It's like buying an Xbox and buying games for it, right?
Right,
It's
right.
same expense, right? It's all relevant, right?
Right.
It's all relative, rather.
And so what would be your most famed shot? Like, what is the one shot that you're most proud of that you captured?
Oh, geez, I think they're all. I enjoy all of them, but I think when I traveled, I went to Iceland a couple of years ago, and so it was just the landscape shots in Iceland.
Right.
The one reason I went was to photograph a puffin, and I had the opportunity to photograph thousands of puffins.
Right. Those are birds, right?
It's a bird, yeah, very colorful, and it's on this island in the Arctic Circle off of ice. It's 40 kilometers off of Iceland.
Right.
So we took a ferry up there and photographed the nesting puffins up there, and there was thousands and thousands.
Right.
So definitely it's a trip worth taking again and again and again.
Right.
Like, I'd love to go back up.
Yeah, I heard it's lovely. It's expensive, but it's worth it.
Well, a pizza's $95. That's 3 toppings. So
that's
you
crazy.
Just put 3 toppings on here.
And that's happy hour. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right,
no,
Ted.
There's no drunks. There's no partying. I found it interesting when the kids went out drinking. They dressed up in costumes, so they walked the streets in costumes. I thought it was Halloween. I was there in July.
and that's a regular thing that they do. That's just kind of like part of the
they just
festivities.
dress up in a costume. So you have a group of them walking around with these costumes on.
Oh, I had absolutely no idea.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Hey, and Ted, one thing that I've asked this a couple of times. I want to say grateful in general. The last 12 months, obviously, have been difficult for many, or a transition for many. Like, I know, for instance, Ted is into like clothing. So actually, just say the name of your shop. Go ahead.
Gilbert's Big and Tall Men's Shop, 65 years in business.
There you go. And obviously, it's been hit hard by coronavirus, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So you're definitely going through your shit. But what's the one thing that you're most grateful for over the past 12 months? Something that you could pick out of the coronavirus days that most definitely turned out to be a little bit of
having more time to be out in nature, basically.
Yeah. Right.
The store's closed, so it's curbside or it's closed. We don't do much online. We have an online presence, but we don't do much.
Right.
And so I think it's that time. So I think a lot of people are making use of that time and going out and enjoying the nature.
Right. Well, thank you very much for my pink underwear, by the way. We're just going to
you're
leave it
welcome.
at that. We're just going to leave it at that because I want people to be like, what's that whole pink underwear thing get closed on?
You did wash them before after you received them, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. I wash them every once in a while. I'm a single male.
Good.
I wash them when necessary. I think you can wear them twice each on both sides. Right? It's a 4-day wear.
Yeah, you inside out. Yeah.
Right.
I should have got you the black ones. You got to get more wear out of them.
You know what? No, you can always give me more as we go. Every visit.
Okay, I see. Okay.
All right, brother. Thanks for making the time. I appreciate it. And say hello to the wife for me, okay?
Okay, now I'll pull over.
Okay. That's funny. Okay, later, buddy.
All right. Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.